Hi everyone, I'm Loida. Welcome back to my channel. Recently, I have been going live on Facebook and on Instagram, and a very popular question that I've been getting is how do you generate leads during COVID-19? So in this video, I will be answering that question. So how do you generate leads during COVID-19? I mean, I'm pretty sure you're thinking that nobody's answering their phone calls right now or no one wants to talk about real estate, right? Well, actually, the reality is that there's a lot of people that are more than willing to talk about what's going on in the real estate market. Right now is actually a great time for you to be seen as that valuable real estate agent that can provide the most accurate information in terms of what is going on with the real estate market. Yes, there are going to be a lot of people that are going to hold off on buying and on selling, but every single day there are still properties that are coming off the market, whether they are expired, withdrawn, and canceled. And you know what? A lot of them still do have to sell. So what does that mean? That means that there are still sellers out there. And especially right now during this pandemic, what's going to happen is that the people that are not really that motivated are going to be weeded out. So in terms of you and your prospecting, you can still be prospecting. I mean, I know that certain states have different regulations, but based on what we can do out here in California, since that is where I am, we are still making calls. I recently posted a video, I'm sure that you have seen it. If not, the link will be below, where myself and my team member Kevin talk about what it's been like cold calling. The reality is that a lot of people are actually nice over the phone. I don't really get any people that are yelling at me or telling me, why am I calling? Initially, that was the reaction that I was getting back in March. But I feel like it's gotten to the point that right now people are kind of over the entire situation. They're staying at home and they're obeying the rules, but they're just kind of waiting for that day for things to be lifted, the stay-at-home orders, and for life to get back to normal in a sense. So in terms of generating leads, you can definitely still be calling these expireds, the for sale by owners. Make sure that you're contacting your sphere of influence. Do you have a database? Are you staying on top of them? I would highly recommend that you stay on top of them weekly through video messages. Find out what it is exactly that's going on in your market. See exactly how many homes sold last month, especially since we just started a new month of May. Look at the statistics from April and then also look at the ones from March. That way you have a better idea in terms of how the real estate market changed when the pandemic happened and when everything started to change. This is really great information that you can provide to your database and people that you come across, because maybe they are seeing things in the news, or maybe their friends are telling them certain things. Maybe they are under the impression that the market is going to crash, and who knows, it might and it might not. It might happen tomorrow or it might happen in 6 months. No one really knows what's going to happen, but it's right now that you can get this information and use it when you generate for leads. Some of the information that I encourage you to look at is how many homes sold last month, how many went pending, how was the inventory compared to March, and probably what you're going to see is that there were a lot less homes that went pending and a lot less inventory that actually went up for sale. Out here in our market, we saw that the home prices actually stayed the same. So there wasn't really a big of an impact. But we did see some changes in which the homes that were pending in April were far less than in March. So with that being said, use all of this information to your benefit. Go after these individuals that are more likely to be very motivated sellers. Now, when it comes to buyers, the interest rates are still historically low, so that is something that we are sharing with any people that we're coming across. There's a misconception that people think that the market needs to crash in order to get a good deal on a house. However, that may be true if someone will be purchasing cash. The reality is that a lot of people will need financing, and if the interest rates are very high or they go higher than what they are now, which is around 3.5%, they go to 5 or 6% or whatever it is, a lot less people will be in a position to be able to purchase a home. So that's another thing that we share with these people that we're talking to on the phone. Ultimately, there is still a lot of business right now, even though we are in a pandemic and no one really knows exactly when the stay-at-home orders will be lifted. You can still continue to generate leads and put them into a system. They might not be ready right now, but I can guarantee you that once everything settles down and goes back to normal, these people will get back on track to either purchase or sell. One thing that I do want to note, which has been a little tricky to overcome, especially when I'm cold calling the expired and canceled properties, is when I'm speaking to a homeowner that has an investment property that's currently tenant occupied. I'm not sure how it is currently in your state, but right now in California, evictions are on hold, the courts are closed, and at that point, that seller and what they're saying becomes more of a condition. It's not an objection because it sounds like they still do want to sell, but because of the tenants that are in place, sometimes these tenants lost their jobs or they can't pay the rent. It gets a little tricky to put the home back on the market and actually get it sold during this time. On the opposite end, we have seen that homes that are vacant and are easier to show are still moving relatively quickly if they are priced correctly. So hopefully this video has helped you and given you a little bit more of an insight of what it is that you can be doing to generate leads. I know it might seem scary and you might be hesitant of picking the phone and just calling people because of everything that's going on, but you'll be pleasantly surprised at the fact that a lot of these individuals will actually talk to you because they are at home, they might not be working, and they just want to hear someone else's voice that is not their family that they might be already getting tired of hearing. So that's it for this video. Thanks again for watching. If you enjoyed it or if you found this helpful, please let me know, give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment, and with that being said, I'll see you guys on the next video.